Hi. Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for today, Friday. Hope you are all having a wonderful Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Let me just grab some cards. I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to come in and then we will have a read of what is going on. Thank you. Welcome. I hope you're doing very well. We have got a few new decks that have arrived, and can I just say, I've just recorded the Aries and Taurus reading for the fifth. I'm going to have to repeat this 15,000 times, but I'm happy to do it. The October, the 15th to the 31st of October readings, insane. I'm going to have to do a premiere tonight for Aries because it was insane. Taurus, insane. Like, it's just... Don't get me wrong, we've got two new decks, so it's brought that, you know what the deal, when we get the new decks, it shifts everything. Guys, all I'm going to say is buckle up. Buckle up. We are in for a ride. We're in for a treat. I don't know if you are aware, but on the 31st of October, we have the second full moon of the month. The full moon will be in Taurus. It is called a blue moon. And as the saying goes, once in a blue moon, the reading certainly did not disappoint for this once in a blue moon. It blew my mind. You know what I'm like. I don't know if you saw the Libra reading a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I couldn't talk. I could talk in this one, so that we're getting somewhere. But it's the sneakiness of what Spirit have been doing. So where we've been sat for months going, why is nothing like, and I'm going to hold my hands up. So I had a meltdown this morning, absolutely annoying myself. I literally spent hours annoying myself. And I was like, no wonder. Spirit have got me buying weights and ankle weights, hand weights, all kinds. They're like, now I get it. Because they're like, listen, buckle up. Like, you need to get going here, you know, because if you are not in balance, you are going to be all over the place. And I get it now. You're probably like, for God's sake, how many... Listen, I've got a Libra midhaven. So these little monkeys, if I'm off, listen, can I just reassure you, I'm very good at balancing myself out. I've made it into a fine art. When I cannot balance, that's when you know there's an issue, right? Karen, hello, welcome. I hope you're doing well. So mine was last night, where I am now going to have to do an email later and apologize because I like, get a grip, you know. Because this is the thing, now I've done the reading and I can see, I'm like, why I order, you know, it's one of them. So we've got a new moon on the 16th in Libra, sun in Libra, new moon in Libra 16th, Mercury going into retrograde on the 14th, the blue moon on the 31st, Halloween. It's going to be insane. Do you remember I said to you, I've got two new decks? So one of them, I'm not going to show you yet because I don't think I'm going to use it today, but I'm smiling because can I just say, if you are a Taurus and you're going to be watching Taurus's reading later, I have a really stupid grin on my face because the feeling behind shuffling the cards is amazing. And they have done an absolutely insane job at designing these cards. It was like a portal. If you are a Taurian and you watch tomorrow's video, you're going to see it for yourself. The ones I'm using today, where's Rebecca? Is Rebecca in here? The Tarot Apocalypsis. Oh, you are in for a treat. I can assure you of that. You're in for a real treat with these cards. These cards are insane. These are the little fireworks. Okay, now this is the thing, this has been on my wish list on Amazon for a while, but what I like to do is when I had one that I'd already ordered and I bought another one, because when you guys pay for readings, I invest back into the channel. I always do, right? Because it keeps it fresh. So what I did was I had a quick look through my wish list and these were like, boom, look at the front of the deck. The cards are insane. And I'm smiling because the cards are insane. Now, in case you don't already know, we have Mars very close to the Earth at the moment. It's the closest it's going to be until 2035. But because Mars is currently in Aries in retrograde, there's a very strong frustration energy. My Mars is actually natally in Aries, so I annoyed the life out of myself last night because I was in this I felt like I'd locked myself in a room and I'd thrown the key out and I was annoying someone to the point where I woke up and I was like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Like, and again, my guides are like this. We did tell you, like we did try and tell you this, but you don't listen. Oh, Mia, hi. I hope you're doing well. Bless your heart. Thank you for the like. So we endeavor to dissect the energies and try and understand what's going on. But yeah, guys, if you're extremely frustrated, don't beat yourself up. This, for me, this is when you know there's some weird energy, because like I said, I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. People that know me know that I'm very, if I'm doing 2 times 45-minute freaking meditations, you know I'm balanced, but it's because I'm leveling up. And so Spirit is stretching me because they want me to get this right, and I get it. So they're really testing me at the moment, and I'm like, and I keep falling for it. They're like, you know, they're preparing me. That's all it is. So just be aware that there's a very testy energy at the moment overall, and I'm going to be really honest with you. The Scorpio season. Do you remember what I've been saying about October, November is insane? Hello, Aquarius. Yazzie, hey, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I might do a premiere tonight of the Aries reading just because I want to watch it with everyone, because it was like I might even get my popcorn out, if I'm totally honest with you. Because I do watch the readings back if I feel drawn to watch them back, because I forget half of what I've channeled. So thank you for the likes. Let's jump in. Let's see what Spirit has to say. We've got a very strong communication thing going on here with the shadow in Mercury retrograde that's going to go obviously into retrograde on the 14th. Let's jump in and see. Thank you for your like. I appreciate you. There's a very strong the body's going to really shift in terms of, that's why they're trying to get me, all of the equipment's come apart from the weights now. So this is me starting, like I'm doing this. So because I'm going to end up driving myself mad if I don't. It's because I've got all this energy, and the Spirit are like, you have to do something with it because you're annoying us now. And I'm like, I'm annoying myself because I'm jumping in from one thing to the next, and with the meditation is not working, the drawing's not working, the music's not working. We need to go physical. That's when you know the energy's bad, because I'm Mars in Aries, so again, it's when I was a kid, that's what they had to put me in because I was insane. Right, let's have a look, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. How have you been finding this energy? Has it been okay for you? Have you had any frustrating moments? I hope that it treats you well. Just remember that it is allowing you to balance and to understand the work that needs to happen. It is stretching the comfort zones. This is how I've read it. It's trying to deliberately stretch the comfort zone, ready for the next stage, ready for what you're manifesting. Okay, let's have a look. Let's jump in and see what the guides have. I've got to give this. I don't know, I've just said this, but someone's especially with the readings I've just done, you're looking that way, is coming that way. And I know that sounds super melodramatic, but someone's expecting something here, and it's you're off with it. Be aware. Scorpio energy is that, because remember, the veil is very thin between now and the 31st of October. You're talking here about the veil being released, right? So there is an element sometimes when that happens of, before it gets very clear, it can get a little bit distorted. You need to be very aware of that, in my opinion. Now, you may sit there and go, listen, I know what I'm doing, and it sounds like you don't. That's fine. Because I would last night, I would have totally admitted that. I'd have been like, I don't know anything. What did I learn for the last 12 years? Or my training? What exactly were you teaching me? And my guides are literally looking at me like, have you finished yet? do you really need to it's like freaking newbie, you know what I mean? They were like, they were just laugh. It's easier. It's easier as long as you're acknowledging the what you didn't see, and you're not, you know, you're apologizing to people, which I will be doing after this reading. Here it comes, judgment. And I'm hearing the final decision. If you've been, I don't know which, what do I do? Where am I going? Libra, up, down, up. I don't know what is. Listen, you're in for a whole treat, because this at the moment is confusion. Now, you may sit there and go, I'm not confused. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm, like I said, you're looking that way. There's you got to be aware, because this is the thing. I wasn't looking that way. And as you got to remember, they're all laughing because they're like, haha, because they know, they're like, this is where you got to get your game face on, Jar, because you're resting on your laurels too much, and we need you to step this into fifth gear now. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why you're trying to get me freaking training like some warrior with the freaking weights, and I get it. Like I'm just going to resign to this now, because obviously you guys know best. I keep forgetting that. So we just honor it. But there is a decision being made. And I'll be honest with you, it's the higher selves, the accumulation of everything that you've been sat going, why is nothing happening? Why can I not see anything? Why is this, nothing's moving? Oh, but little do you know what's going on up there, because the total sum of what was being invested in is about to be revealed. This is why when I'm saying you're looking that way, I'm telling you now, you got to remember, they're not going to do, they're doing this especially to me because they want me to explain it to you. You know, that's another reason why I'm doing this. The Fool. What is being wrapped up to start afresh, and a fresh new journey? Because this has to be decided, that the understanding has to be made very clear. The understanding has to be made very clear. There is no room for illusions. And I was totally I bought into an illusion last night, 100%. They sold me an illusion. I bought into it because I'm a Wally, and I was looking here. I should have been looking here. And I totally invested in something. That's another thing you need to be aware of. Because once you get that, look at this Wheel of Fortune. Things are about to turn. Don't forget, Scorpio season, death and rebirth. Death and rebirth energy is a brand new judgment, death, Fool, rebirth. Now, we may not be in Scorpio season at the moment, but because Mars is, and don't forget, Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. We've got polarizing energies here. Yes, I have Scorpio and I have Aries. So I'm just kind of like I'm like a boat that's on the freaking sea that's just kind of doing all this at the moment, you know, and that's fine because they're trying to stretch me. And I totally hold my hands up, literally keep falling for it every time, but because they're doing it until I don't. And yeah, half of me is getting annoyed with myself because I'm thinking, Jale, you do not, this is not you. You do not fall for these kind of things, but this is a different level that they're buying you into here. All of the accumulation of your hard work, all of the accumulation of all the things you've been working on for we've been stuck in 5 months of lockdown, people. Where people were sat going, oh, there's nothing moving here, nothing moving, because it's all being worked. So we need to be very clear here of what all this is about, because like I said, the Scorpio element is the hidden element. Scorpio is the hidden element. It's that, you know, peering beneath the surface. It's that depth that hasn't been realized. It's that, and don't get me wrong, if you're Scorpio, and especially if you've got a Scorpio moon, again, I felt like I'd mastered my emotions. And I know that sounds incredibly arrogant now. I'm saying it out loud. I'm thinking, oh, cringe. Last night, I was back to being a newbie. And I was like, I can't handle my moon. And I used to say that when I was 6, you know. So this is like me, a fish out of water right now, which is good. Because it means I'm learning, and I have to learn. Otherwise, when what I'm leading myself into here with my path, if I'm not on this stage where I can see it, I'm not ready, which means my blessings can't come in because I'm not a vibrational match. End of story. The same with you guys. We need to match the vibration. We can't manifest unless we're a match. So what I want you to do is really keep an eye out and look through this. The illusion, there's a lot of illusions that are being sold here. With Neptune that doesn't go direct until November, Neptune's still in Pisces, in retrograde. It's going to hit against some very strong aspects as well moving forward. All right. Because don't forget, it's when we get this this full moon on the 31st, which is going to be in Taurus, it's going to be hitting the 11th house, which is that star element, which is healing. So because we're getting a new moon on the 16th, which is going to be in Libra, sun and moon in Libra, they are recalibrating everything. We're having a giant reset here. This is a reset. Can you see? Can you let me know if this goes in and out of reception? Because they want me to they want me to stop talking about it. Joanna, hi. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you as well. I hope you have a wonderful week and have an amazing weekend. Jenny, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing very well. Psychic Saturdays tomorrow, 11 p.m. The link is in the description box, okay? So that's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to do a Psychic Saturday. All right, so please do join us if you feel drawn to. Love to see you there. But for the moment, let's jump in. We're going to jump in. We've obviously picked the Judgment card, the Fool, and the Wheel of Fortune. And we're talking about the Scorpionic season that at the moment, because Mars is so close to the Earth, we're feeling that Scorpionic energy. We're feeling that resistance, that stretching out, the comfort zone being totally moved away from us. And our higher selves have a plan. But it's our physical element here that is bumbling around. If you'd have seen me last night, you'd have been idiot, you know, because I know I was. My guides are like eye rolling. They're like, for God's sake, every time this girl, she's so impulsive. She's been like, yes, I get it. I know. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. I'm a human. You put me here to learn. I'm learning. Yeah, my guides are not impressed with me at all. We'll see. We live and learn. So let's jump in. This is the new deck, guys. The Tarot Apocalypsis. Rebecca, if you're watching this later, yes, it is what you think it is. It is the Greek spelling. Look at absolutely insane illustrations. It is a Low Scarabo deck. As you know, I am a fan of Low Scarabo. The illustrations are insane. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's see. Let's jump in. What is the message, Spirit, please? What is the message? What's the message here that you want to... Again, it's... If we get lots of threes coming up, I'm going to have to tell you something because they're sneaky. These guys are sneaky. How many of you have found your week very straightforward? Because I'm very envious of that. If you have, well done. And just keep an eye out. And this is not meaning to be paranoid or ridiculous, but this energy is no joke. Right, let's have a look. What is the message, please? Oh no, I knew it. They're like, no, give it now. Two truths, one lie. That's how they're saying it. Two truths, one lie. Who's telling the truth? This could be life direction, friends, family, job front, relationships, what you buy at the grocery store. Two truths, one lie. There's going to be two people. It could even be two lies, one truth that you're going to be investing in, or there's a situation that you're going to think to invest in, and it's... We have Libra energy, justice. That this is a very strong... Look at that. That is insane. First of all, can I just FYI, this woman's abs, I don't want to eat now. Like, look at that. Now, again, we're talking about the kind of so in Egyptian theory and Egyptian mythology, they measure a person's pure heart by weighing it on the justice scales, and they put a feather. And the idea is if you are pure of heart, it weighs the same as the feather. So if you are a good person, it's asking you to become an amazing person. If you are a giving person, it's asking you to become the most giving person. It's an extreme, it's this kind of rocket fueled extreme of energies. As you can see, you've got all these stars behind her here, and you've got the owl. It's the spirit guides that are leading this. The spirit team are taking over here. Your reality, just again, be very careful what you're investing in with your reality, because it's not all as it seems. It's not all as it seems. Look at that. This is the Two of Swords now. Can you see in all the other traditional decks, the Two Swords are covering his eyes with the blindfold? This isn't. He's actually, it's behind him because he knows. These are your guides. He's looking at the chess game. These cards are no joke, right? These cards are, can you imagine what the readings are like now? Can you imagine what these readings are like now? No, how extra these cards. I'm telling you now, if you watch any Dizzies, which are Turkish dramas that last 16 hours, you know. There's at least one reading that I've already recorded that is essentially like that. It's so dramatic. This is your team strategizing how to move you through this. And if you are me, they're thinking, we need more freaking people here. This girl, can we just, let's train her up. Let's get her burning this energy off because she's like a freaking nightmare. But this is basically what this is leading up to. Now, you may look, everyone's clicked off of this now because I've scared the life out of them. Oh, well, it's not Scorpio seasons. We're in 2020, guys. I told you before that October, November is no joke. And I don't just say this just for the good of my health. It's real. And don't get me wrong, the energy that I'm picking up here, and we'll see it in the cards, is actually listen, you guys, if you've done the work, it's not an issue. And even if you are still going to be tested, it's still not an issue, because there's an outcome that is positive with this. Please always remember that. So don't think because I'm telling you this, it's, oh my goodness, I'm so scared and I want some good news. This is the good news because it's helping you understand where this is leading. So if I didn't want to do this, I could just let all this energy hit you, and then you're going to be sat there going, but what's going on? You can see the context here with this, in my opinion. What did I say about the threes? What did I say about the threes? The Three of Wands here. This is deciphering. What can you see? He's holding the Three Wands. And there's a lot going on here, but he's queued up, but he's looking to the right. Do you see what I mean by that? There's so much going on, and it's not, again, don't forget, I'm led when I buy tarot cards, and my guides were like, get those ones. And I obviously at the time didn't ask stupidly. And remember when I was saying that I had to wait for the energy to become right? The last 2 days of energy has been everywhere. This has slowly shifted now where we can see, right? Because otherwise all of the monthlies would have been all over the place. Luckily, the pick of cards were the ones that were all over the place, in my opinion, because I don't want to give you a monthly that is all over the place. I want to try and hone in as much as I physically can. So the pick of cards, if you watch them, some of them you may well have been lucky and got a very consistent message, but a lot of them were freaking all over the place. It's because there's so many different people watching this. So we've got the Three of Wands here, right? And can you see there's people bowing down? There's all of these goods that have been presented to this man, but he's looking that way. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Where there's this distraction going on, and then there's another. Like I said, This is the spirit team navigating you to get through this so that you can discern what exactly is truth for your new energy that you're bringing in to shift the energy that has been previously. All right. Six of Cups, reunion energy. An offering. Can you see the three cherubs at the top? What did I tell you about the threes? Past, present, future, mind, body, soul. Mother, maiden, crone, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This is what you are looking at here. May look like I'm just losing my mind or talking absolute rubbish. That's fine. You can believe what you want. But there's layers and layers up there that are being slowly calibrated here. And all of the pausing is being moved into the right position and right place, ready to totally intertwine with this new energy. Because again, with this year, it's been insane. And every Scorpio season determines what is closed out in that year. There's a theme. Don't forget, within the Sagittarius season, which is December time, that's healing. And it's rebirth energy. All right. So don't forget, this is all an accumulation of all your hard work that you're going to be starting to see. All right. 10 of Wands, dropping things that don't serve anymore. 10 of Wands. That, again, these are super intense cards. But with this Mars energy, maybe some of you don't feel like you've witnessed that Mars energy in your life and that, you know, everything's plain sailing. If that's you, then fair play. You are obviously a luckier person than I am. And obviously you've done a lot of work, so congratulations. For me personally, I'd be interested to hear how people getting over the weekend. And like I said, maybe you've already had experiences of it in the last few days and that, you know, I don't know, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Right, let's have a look. What do we need to be aware of here? They're saying a gesture of goodwill, right? Whatever happens in these situations, maintain a gesture of goodwill. If you start falling, and maybe you already do that, but if you start, don't forget, the purity of heart is measured by a feather. If you, and don't get me wrong, me losing my mind is not me being abusive towards people and or being nasty. Can I just rephrase that? Because it's not that at all. It's just me in my feels explaining everything that I'm thinking at the one moment in time, like blah, 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 you know what I mean? And then bombarding people. So, you know, which obviously is not good because I don't want to deal with that, you know, which I wouldn't want to. Who's going to want to deal with that? But this is about balance. Okay, so first comes the two, which is opposing qualities, the dualistic side. Once you've moved past the two, you're shifting into a different vibration with the three. Okay, so you've got a multifaceted element that's being built into it, but it needs to all fit together. Mia, definitely not plain sailing. Definitely not plain sailing. 100%. Well said. Well said, girl. That's exactly as I would put it as well. It feels like I'm a fish out of water right now. 1 minute I feel like I want to cry and sit and listen to emotional songs. The next minute I'm sat here going, it's really strong, strong Scorpio energy. The wheel. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. So can you see here, the wheel is typically 4 seasons. So it's a completion of a year, of a cycle that turns, okay, when the time is right. Can you see in the middle there, we've got the world, all right, and you've got a map there. And there's a lady she looks like she's waiting for something, all right. And as you can see, we've got cherry blossoms, we've got what look like autumnal energy and spring. So there's something that this, again, you make a note in your diaries so you can compare the information. This is preparing you for a spring again, not all of it, but some of this is going to be showing you results in spring. Some, not all, some. What is the message, please? Losing people as we speak, but I mean, like I said, I've got to be honest. So we've got the Nine of Swords. This is kind of worry, concern, little bit worry. Again, these everyone's probably thinking these cards are Jale, this is a bit much. Listen, if I'm going to get into the cracks and all the rubbish, I need to have a look at what's going on. I can't sit and be like, I'm a bit scared of looking, so I don't want to tell everyone what's really going on. We've got to be realistic. This is Scorpio season. Like I said, buckle up. If this is your mindset, good luck. Like, I'm going to be real. We are in a dualistic reality. There is not just sweetness and people farting unicorns and rainbows. There are other energies here. We have to be ready. We have to be aware of it. This isn't, oh, I'm going to be scared, and so the purity of heart can never be achieved. This is, you just have to maintain a pure heart through this, and that's the test of balance, if nothing else. Don't fall into the illusions is essentially the message today. Don't fall into the illusions. And again, you've got to remember, Scorpio is death in the tarot card, which is about rebirth. But death is eternal. Life is eternal. Just because one thing falls away, it's an illusion. If the body falls away, the soul is eternal. They're asking you to focus on this and not buy into the reality. So if I'm showing you all these cards and you're like, oh my goodness, you got to remember it's the energy behind it. That's why my guides wanted to use the cards. Because this ultimately leads to temperance, which is Sagittarius energy, which is healing. Look, he's not holding the freaking white vessel and the white vessel to alchemize into the ultimate beautiful truth. He's utilizing the dualistic elements to do the healing, because the healing is what creates this abundant energy, because you're utilizing all of you. You're not just utilizing one element. And that's what part of what Scorpio season is doing. We have to, again, just be aware. And this is the precursor to that, which again is where this Mercury retrograde is going into direct. Just make sure, again, because the confusion around the communication, the confusion around how people are speaking, be aware. Use this. Don't, again, your ears. Okay, if someone's saying something, what are they really saying? Look behind the curtain. And if you don't know, take some time out. Take a fresh perspective and then relook at it. But if you start buying into everything, this is no. Do you really think this woman has got these people behind her? Absolutely ridiculous. No. But you don't know. Look, the Nine of Swords is after the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about mental trap, like being trapped mentally, where you're overthinking, and then you're creating things, which I was 100% doing last night, into this, right? After this, once you understand that this is an illusion, the 10 comes and is a closure. It's a recycle, which then you gain the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, which is the brand new, that truth, that healing, that light, the light in the darkness. It's always the darkest before dawn, always. It's, again, the nights are getting darker now. People are going to start again. Once in a blue moon, Halloween has a blue moon this year, right? Very prophetic. And no, it's not this. It's, oh my god, again, don't buy into there's a lot of illusions that want to be bought into here because it suits. You can even see in the background there's what looks like a blue moon, a circular energy. It looks like something that's being turned, like a wheel. If she looks past all of this other stuff, behind the scenes, you can see there's some kind of wheel here that's blue. It's like again, this revelation. Okay, so just be aware of what the energies will be doing in the next coming weeks. And again, if you're not experiencing this now, and maybe you'll come to the end of Scorpio season and say, Jale, I didn't resonate with that. Good for you, because it means that you're a perfect human being. Let's have a look. Thank you, Spirit. The sword of truth, Ace of Swords. The crow. How many of you know the crow's symbolic referencing to death? And we're not talking, before anyone gets really panicked, that this is a literal death, by the way. Okay, just FYI. It's about a figurative, it's a metaphorical death. It's everything that you don't need for your, because this is the thing. You're going to start putting the pieces together of all of this year that you haven't already done, if you haven't already done so, into the spring of next year, to accumulate what it is that you are leading yourself into and your guides are leading you into. Because don't forget, you have a soul path. There is a soul plan in amongst all this. Even if the board is tipped over and the pieces are flying everywhere, there's a plan. There's always a plan. Chaos, confusion, people panicking about stupid stuff on a freaking forum. There, you got to wear this. You don't have to wear that. You got to just be aware of what this is and use discernment. And if you're not comfortable in doing that, take a break, recalibrate, focus on other things that you know recalibrate you. And this is the thing, usually mine all do, but they are preparing me into my next phase of my life. And so I have to be ready, because otherwise there's no point. There's no point me just sitting there going, oh, I don't really want to do this, because it's benefiting me in the long run, right? So just be aware that the swords of truth are working in favor here. The confusion is going to be at some stages hard to understand, but ultimately this, can you see the runes are hanging on the tree? And I know this guy's kind of cute. And the sword of truth is on the tree. This is the tree of life. The sword is hanging on the tree of life. We've had a full year of eclipses circled around the tree of life between Capricorn and Cancer. This is a mass awakening. We're in a mass awakening. So the energy is going to be harder. It's going to be a dense energy that we're moving through, because the collective have to move through. They have to understand what this reality is. The veil is being released. The truth is being revealed in all areas. Okay, now you guys may sit there and go, well, we know this, and yeah, you're right, but you've got to remember, when the collective is undergoing that, there's a ripple effect, because we're a collective. We're not just disconnected. Everyone's decisions, it impacts people. That's part of what this lesson is with the masks and all this other stuff, is your actions impact people. And a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, we know, we understand this. This for me is easy. I could easily go in now with this pure of heart and specialize. But like I said, there's layers. So if you get suckered into something, if it's a work colleague, if it's a neighbor, if you're at the store and someone's acting a bit feisty, be aware of this. Don't buy into the visual, what you're hearing, hearsay, gossip. Don't invest in, pull it back, because this energy here is, before it gets very clear, we have to cut out what doesn't serve. Okay, and for some people, especially the collective who aren't used to it, with this Nine of Swords, together it makes a 10, an ending. All right, but together it makes a 10. The truth and a lie, the two truths and a lie, the two lies and a truth. Remember that, because again, Libra is that energy of imbalance, and as we get into more Scorpio season around the 22nd, this energy is going to be very highlighted, especially before the 14th, around the Mercury in retrograde, because we haven't even hit Mercury in retrograde yet, and this is what this is about. As you lead into the new moon on the 16th. Okay, so I'm trying to, again, I know we're a little bit further out because we're only on the 9th, but you're going to start seeing this energy. Okay, now the reason I'm giving this now is because it's a lot of it's covered in the monthlies. All right, so for those that aren't going to be watching Aries and Taurus and Gemini over the weekend, this is to give you a bit of a heads up now, so that you know over the weekend, if this energy starts creeping in, you can get ahead of it, and you're not buying into something that isn't reality, because this is very hard energy. And like I said, if they've been able to, how many people have before when I said, there's a, just watch out for things happening when I've been out of balance and I gave you a heads up. How many people are after when I said that to them have actually seen that happen? How many of you guys did that happen with? Where I've given a heads up over the last couple of weeks and you've gone, oh, actually, yeah, that really did happen for me. How many of you can say that or give that feedback? And again, there's a chat delay, guys. So if I'm sat here staring for ages, it's why. It's because there's a delay in when I speak versus when the chat updates. No one? Am I live still? Is the internet on? I mean, well, I mean, yeah, I wish it wasn't the case, Karen, because it's not easy energy, this, it's definitely not easy energy. Yeah, it's not easy. They just keep saying be prepared. That's all they keep saying to me, is you just got to be prepared. And I mean, if it helps, I'm glad, if it helps one of you, which that's good, that for me is good. Maybe only out of the 9 watching, and maybe the people watching later, only 10% would resonate with that. But then, to be honest with you, I don't know what to say there. Let's see what other messages, please. The other 7 of you are very quiet. I don't know what to read from that. I don't know whether you're just observing and listening, or yeah. Do you know, this is really interesting. Can you see the Fool? This is the second time the Fool card's come out. But look, we've got a whirling dervish here. How many of you know what a whirling dervish is? I know I sound like a teacher, but I want to know if you know what it is. This is very beautiful energy. Well, good for you, Mia. Good for you. I'm glad to hear it. That's always good to sort of be aware of that. Good for you. So the Fool, the whirling dervish, is, I mean, from as far as I know, it's Turkish. They meditate in prayer, but they spin doing it. I mean, yeah, see, this is the thing. I think for me, it's a different kettle of, I'm on a different territory of things that I was not aware of. And I'm like, wow, it's like, because this is lifelong. When you're working with your shadow self and you're trying to integrate that, it's a lifelong thing. And I'm in this territory, I feel, and maybe you guys are gonna relate, where I'm like, I'm in uncharted waters here. And it's a very beautiful thing, because it means that I'm growing, which is what I want, because I feel like if you don't grow, you're becoming stagnant. But with the growth, it's like, don't get me wrong, of course it's easier to navigate, and I'm able to, with the tools that I've learned, to balance myself out quicker. But it's because my progressed sun and moon are in Gemini this time round that I'm like, I have a whole new respect for Geminis, because this is not easy to work through. Karen, just be very careful what you're wishing for there, girl. Last time I said, how many times have I sat here asking for a tower moment? Just be really You need to let me know how you get on with that. Listen, I was sat how many months ago going, listen, I can handle a tower moment. But this is, I know what it's like with me. I know why they're doing it. It's because my next stage is going to be very pressurized. And if I can't deal with this now and balance immediately, because I'm not, listen, when I talk about me losing balance, I don't act like an idiot. I don't regress back, you know, a little bit probably I do, but it's usually, and I definitely do not do that. I only reveal that to my closest people, you know, but I'm very good at rebalancing myself very quickly. So let's say, for example, a little flare up I had yesterday. I mean, we're not talking hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. It was me just releasing something that I needed to say. That's only, we know how that goes when I'm like, I want to be honest. And it had to happen because otherwise, but the way I did it was very unorganized, is how I want to say that. Shargul, welcome. This is a general collective reading. We are reading the collective energy of a group of people. Could be you, could be, you know, your group of people. Maybe next time it's your group of people, but how can I help? If it's a personal question, you can email me at jalepsychic@yahoo.com. If you want to book a personalized reading, you can email me there. But how can I help? Because I've got a feeling it's a personal question you're going to ask. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords. The full energy, whilst Shah is typing, the full energy with the whirling dervish is movement in prayer, movement in meditation. So like I said, the meditation where you're just sat, you know, in meditation, this is a progression of that where we're moving in meditation. So this to me is, again, it's saying buckle up, because this is not your normal meditation here. And as you can see, he's on a cliff, he's on a rock face, balancing, spinning in meditation. Because what they're saying is the next chapter, you need to have tied all these loose ends up, which is why this is happening. I mean, to be really honest with you, that's a personal question. That is a personal question. I'm also not allowed to talk about that on YouTube. I'm not allowed to talk about that on YouTube. They will shadow ban me. And yeah, I wish them well too. But again, this is the thing. I do free readings on here, Twitch, TikTok. And this is the thing. I also dedicate an element of my time as well to doing free stuff. If I do personal free stuff as well, I won't be able to eat because I need to pay my bills. And I'm not a millionaire. Maybe you think I'm sat here with, like, at the top of my ivory tower. I still have bills to pay. So all of the best respect in the world to you. I can't keep giving, you know, free reading. It doesn't help me. Sorry. So you're new here, you didn't know. I just said what came in my mind. I'm also just saying what came in my mind. If you feel like that's too harsh for you to understand, then I apologize. It's not how I'm intending to come across. People tend to read me as very intimidating, even when I'm just talking. So if that's how I'm coming across, I'm not sure what to say there. So we've got the Seven of Cups and Five of Wands. The Seven of Cups and Five of Wands, this is a lot of energy that is around a situation. Could be friends, could be family, could be neighbors, peer group, work colleagues, sports team colleagues that are, I'm going to be very honest with you. If you resonate with this next message for you, there's an element of selfishness that I'm reading here, and it's going to become really obvious. And I'm not talking about me saying no to a free reading either, because I listen to my guides' instruction. I'm not here where I just make things up as I go along. I listen to my guides. If my guides say no, then I honor the no. Even if in my personal life sometimes I don't, my work life I do. And I trust that. In this situation, someone here, there's a selfish element here that I'm picking up. Someone's out for themselves. There's a group, an energy here that feels like they're out for themselves. Now, again, don't forget what we said earlier about just observing that, because do you need to be involved in that? If you can see it and you're like, no, I'm sorry, that this is not for me, then just do what you need to do away from that. But there's this energy of someone feels pushed out of a peer group. Your friends, it's like your friend group may change. You may start feeling like your friends group is not the kind of group that you should be in, and that there's, again, this truth that's being revealed that actually this is more in alignment with me. There's this truth being revealed here around the wounds of maybe things that are in alignment with you versus the things that maybe you thought were and that aren't. Again, two truths, one lie. This is exactly the element. It's like you may get a bit further forward with, let's say, studying, and then you're getting really immersed into that, and then suddenly there's this little curveball with the friend group or peer groups that make you question everything. Spirit are advising you that if that's the case, just take a step back, because if you're around people that don't get it, is that your job to sit and tell them who you are, or should you just be in alignment with yourself and walk on your own path? Because where I'm looking here, this is about you walking in your own sovereignty and your own path. And if you're bringing people along with you along the way, great. Now, this is not to say that you're an island and you just bat people away, because that's not balanced either. But I'm talking here about the imbalance of people that are projecting onto you, including me. You may sit here and watch this and think that doesn't align with me, in which case you need to trust your own instincts. But I'm talking here about people that are projecting onto you what they want to see you doing. And Spirit are here to say, this is about to be moved. Because this is the thing. Your meditation would really help you. That is my first point of call for any development. And I do offer development classes. I do. You will always be more successful with linking with your intuition if you develop a meditation practice within the self, because it gives you an opportunity to align with you and to hear your truth, where you're not, distracted with external factors, which is exactly what I'm referring to here. Because this feels to me like there's external influences trying to lead you in a certain direction, and Spirit are like, this is exactly what we're leading into with this energy, right? Spirit are like, they're not seeing it yet. Don't forget, they're looking this way. This is coming this way. Now, your higher self is going to be prepared for this. Because like I said, if you see the Aries reading that's going to go uploaded later and the Taurus reading, it's like a different level. It's like there's a collaboration going on with the Spirit team. I've never seen anything like it. So usually if you're feeling like you have got abilities and that you're scared of that, they will just keep coming until, because it's fear. If you vibrate higher, the meditation will allow you to vibrate higher. The energies coming to you will aid you with more pure information and better alignment with the right things. Because if you're saying you are instinctively like that, the best choice for me would be to walk into that rather than running away from it, because you're ultimately running away from the self, in my opinion. That's just my own insight there. Moving into calmer waters. Okay. The Six of Swords. This is moving forwards. So moving away from people, peer pressure, things that you think you should be in line with. Like, for example, maybe you're worried that what people are going to think about your psychic ability and you want to be accepted. This is about bringing you into alignment with the self. This is about you bringing yourself into alignment with your destiny and why you're here. Don't forget, the Sword of Truth is revealing everything. And this is, again, this is a process that we're in. This is part of the process. All right. Princess of Swords, the student, the eternal student. Can you see the crows? They're again, they're the winged messengers. She's got the sword ready to take hold. She's just testing the water. She's just testing the water. They're saying it has to be the right time. Don't forget, the right time, the right place. This is timing. Okay. Prince of Cups. Hello, Neelam. Welcome. I hope you're doing very well. Thank you so much for joining us. Princess of Cups. This is the Prince of Cups. This is Cupid that went direct at the end of September. They're aligned. They're clearing the way. So we're doing a general collective reading at the moment. So I'm reading the collective energies. Okay, so the messages may well be for you. I try and get a message for most people if I can. If you want a personalized reading, information is in the description box below. JalePsyche@yahoo.com for personalized readings. They're trying to clear the way. This is all the old. Okay, so for you guys that are looking for twin flame information, all of this stuff is the strategy with your guides trying to get you to this point, which is the Ace of Cups. Cupid. And in fact, that looks more like the Archer, which would be Sagittarius energy, which again is December time, temperance, healing. All right. Messages, please. Messages. What did I say? Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Cups. Wow. Can you see that? Look at that. It's like all of these kind of creatures coming from this watery energy with this butterfly transformation. So it's once all of this has been looked through and seen through, once all of this has been cleared out, all of these lower energies, this will be invested with this Princess of Pentacles. Can you see she's birthing a new energy here? It's a brand new energy. And this is the hummingbird. The hummingbird has a song, a specific signature or song. This is to get to the next level. This is the next stage, the next level, the next chapter. This is the finale. Again, it's like there's all kinds of things getting closed out here, ready. All right. So let's jump into some oracle cards and see what else we can find out. Hopefully you enjoyed this new deck. Let's go to the angel power cards. Let's jump into this angel power deck, because we do like an angel card. Right, let's have a look. Final messages, please, Spirit. Final messages. Final messages. What are the final messages, please? What are the final messages? Thank you. Well said, Spirit. Well said. Look at this. Can't make it up. Look up, look forward. What did I say? You're looking this way. What did I say? They're saying just, you don't have to be on high alert where it's like paranoia, but just be aware that the environment is shifting. And when the environment shifts, people shift. All right. And when that happens, your world gets opened up to other areas and avenues, which means we need to be aware of this. All right. She's got her mask on and she's actually in very strong surrender energy with the flower of life behind her. But can you see her home's, it's like she's got a portable home on her. So she's carrying what she needs forward. She's learnt the lesson and she's moving forward. So it's propelling her to completion with, again, the flower of life, which is the harmonic energy of the universe that kind of creates this. I don't know why I wanted to say that, because that's where are we going with that? There was another word they wanted me to say, but completion. This is the circle of life, but also can you see it's a spiral? Because nothing, whenever things look the same, right? We're looking around us and we think things look the same. It's not. It's a spiral motion. If you look at if you look into the Fibonacci swell and the golden ratio, everything in the universe is made up of this type of arrangement. It may look the same, but there's a differing signature here we're moving into. So if you, before you invest in something because you think via these it looks a certain way, we need to check, is it what it looks like? And if you don't know, we need to take the time to look into that. All right, because that's going to be super important, guys. Let's see. Final message, please, Spirit. Thank you so much. That was they made the point. I get what they're trying to say, and you know, I think it's useful personally. But let's have a look. 100%. This is 100% spot on. Responsibility. Take responsibility for your own happiness. This is a really good message because it's basically saying, look, let's say things don't work out the way you're thinking at the moment. You are responsible for you and only you. And once you get into that mindset, it's a very strong position to be in, because the balance at the moment where there's an expectation, we need to be aware that where's the expectation coming from? Because actually there's something that we can probably provide ourselves, isn't it? But maybe we think that we can't, but we can. Because again, it's illusionary. It's like, can we do this? Of course we can. Now, do we want to go to the other end of the spectrum and say, bring it on, and I want you to break me down bit by bit? Obviously, no. But we just get that balance. This is about balance. Okay, guys, this was your reading for today. Have an amazing weekend. I want to hear all about it Monday. I wish you guys the best of luck, the best energy. If you want to join me tomorrow on Twitch, the link is in the description box. It's J41E, Psychic Saturdays, 11 p.m. And that's British Standard Time. And that's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully I see you all there. If I don't, have a wonderful weekend wherever you are. Take care. Bye.